So that was one thing in the news that I wanted to talk about. Um, the other thing, I think I think it would be wrong for us not to talk about the biggest news thing this year, which was the presidential election. And I don't think we have to, you know, overdo it, but I think it needs to be spoken about.
Yeah, we
Um,
can. I mean, we're adults. We can
we're
speak and
adults, and if
have a conversation.
we're not going to gloat or anything like that, but here's the presidential map, and it was a pretty substantial victory for
Yeah.
Donald J. Trump, the
Hmm.
former 45th president, now to be the 47th president of the United States. This didn't
Yeah.
exactly go the way that was expected for the Democrats. Some of their, what's the deal with friggin' Arizona? Why can't they count votes in like a day? Like, it makes no sense to me. Like, Florida has, let's see, 10 million, 11 million votes, almost just about 11 million votes,
Yeah.
right? And they had it counted before, like, what they called Florida by like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah. Yeah.
10 o'clock
Well, it's
your
the
time,
early
I
bird
guess.
special over there.
That's true. But Arizona has only, in right now, has almost 3 million votes. So that's 60% less than Florida. And they only have 30% left to go. And it's been 2 days. I don't understand what takes them so long to count the votes. No, it wouldn't even matter. It's not going to change the election or anything. But I wonder what that's all about. And Nevada too. Nevada has 6% to go, and they've been counting for forever. So I don't get it.
They're too
I
busy
don't get
counting
it.
cards in Nevada.
Yeah, but I just got it.
Yeah, I
Thanks.
don't know.
It was a casino joke. I get it now. Thanks.
Yeah, you know.
Yee. People are losing their minds. People are losing their
I
minds.
have a friend that is completely lost the plot. Like he is like, and this is a guy like I never thought he would be going down this going like reacting this way, but he is losing his mind. Now I'm in a group chat with five friends from work,
Hmm.
and he's just lost his mind, completely
Yeah.
lost his mind. And he lives around the same neighborhood as me, and like I've seen my neighborhood change quite a bit in the last
Hmm.
4 years. Very
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Like I've never voted for a Republican again in my life. I voted
Right.
against Trump the last two times.
Hmm.
But this time I just like I could not like just toe the party line and just vote Democrat. But because my neighborhood, there are brothels all over Roosevelt Avenue. Like the crime is just ridiculous. It's just so bad. Like I could not do this again. It's
You got
been
brothels?
yeah, dude. It's
Fuck. I missed all the good shit.
go on Instagram and put a look up a zombie. I think it's called Zombie New York. It's
Yeah.
a Instagram page, or you
Yeah.
can go on YouTube and put brothels Roosevelt Avenue, and
Really?
it's dude insane, insane. It's crazy. 24 hours a
Wow.
day,
Zombie New
all over
York.
Roosevelt Avenue. And like I'm like, dude, you have a young kid. Like, what are you don't see what's going on here? And he's just no,
Wow.
whatever. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I just like I've done a good job over the past couple of years of like isolating myself on social media to where like
mhm,
I don't make posts about this stuff anymore,
me too.
on like personal pages and stuff like
Yeah,
that. And if I see someone that posts something that's overly political, I used to engage with that person a lot, and I try not to do that anymore.
same
Um,
here.
so what I started doing was if I thought, if people have a conversation and they want to have a conversation on the internet, I won't engage like I used to, but I won't get offended by it. But when
Yeah,
people go on and say crazy shit in either
yeah,
direction, you know, I'm just like I'm unfriending you because I don't want to see that because it gets me enraged and then I get involved and then I regret getting involved. So
Yeah.
I've done a really good job of like filtering my Facebook page where I'm not inundated with stuff like that anymore. Because especially during COVID, like I started doing that during COVID, where like I was friends with ex students, right? Because I used to teach, and I taught for 20 years, and I have lots of ex students who are in their 20s and 30s at this point.
Yeah.
And they're adults and they say some crazy shit. And I'm like, oh, I'm not getting into a fight with a friggin' old student. So, you know, I'm just gonna take you off of here and call it a day. I
Yeah.
don't need to be friends with you on Facebook. I'm never gonna see you again. I haven't seen you in 15 years. That's fine. So like I've done a good job at that. Yesterday, one of our one of our listeners from the old podcast, I don't know if she listens anymore, um, had put up a long post. I don't know if you saw it. You're probably friends with her too. Um, she put up a long post about how scared she is and this and
Does she
that.
work with books?
No, she doesn't work with books.
Okay.
Not that
Okay.
friend. No, different friend.
Okay.
Um, and I was like, you know what? I like this person, and I can see that this person is distressed, and I don't want
Yeah.
her to be distressed, right? Because in reality, I feel really bad for the people that have been lied to and have been tricked,
Yeah.
like, and I don't want to come across like a pompous, like we won, like anything like that. It's not what I'm trying to do here. There are so many people out there that have been so tricked and
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at
I
hers.
know, I know. So there's been so many people out there that have been friggin' brainwashed into thinking things because they've been lied to for 8 years, and really hardcore lied to for 8 years
Me.
about.
Me. I
Yeah.
was like I ate all that shit up during COVID like it was fucking oatmeal. Like it's
And
crazy.
this poor girl on Facebook that I'm friends with was legitimately scared, and she wrote it in a way, she's like, "Listen, I'm not going to cry about who won, but I am scared and blah 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 blah." And I wrote to her and I was like, "Listen, I'm not sure what you're scared about, and I'm not going to pry and I'm not going to dig into why you're scared because that's personal for you.
Yeah.
But what I would like you to do, and if I challenged her to this, I was like, what I would love for you to do is to get out a piece of paper and write down a list of your fears that's going to happen in the next 4 years, right? And write down, I'm scared that this is going to happen. I'm scared that this will happen. I'm scared that this will happen. And revisit it in 4 years and see how many of those things came true. And if they came true, then you have a legitimate gripe, right? You have a legitimate gripe about this guy's an asshole and this guy ruined the country and he's a Hitler or whatever. But I think it would be a good thing for everybody to do, no matter who's president, right? If she got in, I would have done that. I would have written a list saying, I'm scared that she's going to make into law the unrealized gains tax. That was one of my big fears, the realized gains tax. And if it came true in 4 years, then I would have had a legitimate gripe. And if it didn't, there was all bullshit spewed out by the media. So she writes back to me and she's like, that's a good idea. And she's like, I've never told anybody this, but I'm scared that I'm not going to be able to get birth control because I have a syndrome or an illness to where I need birth control so that, and not because to not have a baby, but she needs birth control to kind of regulate her hormones,
Yeah.
you know? And
Now, does she
I don't, go ahead.
should she live in New York State?
Yes,
She's not gonna have a problem.
I know that. But the media for 8 years has told her that
Yeah.
Donald Trump has specifically said he's going to outlaw birth control,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
he never did. It's a
No,
straight up lie. Now, the man
exactly.
says some crazy shit. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say the guy is perfect. I'm not going to say
No.
the guy
He
is a
says some
friggin' he says some crazy shit. But he's never come out and said I'm gonna outlaw birth control. He's never come out and said I'm gonna make it illegal across the nation to get an abortion. He's never
no.
come out and said I'm gonna stop IVF. He's never said that stuff, and he doesn't want to do that. you
No.
know and I told her, I was like, listen, you're gonna be fine. There's no way in a million chances that New York State is going to take away your right to birth control. It's not going to happen. And if it does, then you vote then enough people are going to get mad. That's going to be something that a lot of people get mad about. And I think I would get mad at that too, because that not all people that want to stop having babies take birth control. It could be used for different things. Um, but those are the people I feel bad for. And she wrote back and she's like, I hope you're right. And I'm going to keep positive. I'm going to keep an open mind. And that was the best conversation I've ever had with, you know, lately of someone
Yeah.
who voted, not the same way I did. And it was
Yeah,
a great
yeah.
conversation. And I hope she's feeling better. And I just feel bad for these people because they literally they truly believe that stuff is going to be so bad and that their lives are going to be so bad and that their children's lives are going to be terrible.
It's
Especially
crazy.
people with girls, like people with
Yeah.
young girls and young women. And I'm like, I'm so happy that the outcome is what it is because I don't have to worry about a boy facing off against my daughter in softball on the girls softball team, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know, lots of things, but I just feel bad for the people that have been lied to and believe that they're
No,
going to lose their rights. No one is losing any rights.
no.
All the rights you have today, you're going to have on January 21st,
Yeah.
2025. And for
The
the
only
rest of
person you got to worry about it. I'm worried about is Mike Hurst because I don't know if he's really
what's
legal.
oh really? What's his
Nah,
last name?
Mike,
Hernandez?
you're legal, right, Mikey? So he
What's he
says.
saying here? What's he saying? He says you have both voted for both parties in your life. Have you both voted for both parties in your lifetime? I kind of think it's healthy to be open to both parties. I have not voted Democrat for president ever. I have voted Democrat for congressman in Staten Island. I voted for a Democrat congressman once in Staten Island. And I don't regret it at all. He was a good dude. He was an ex-Marine. He was a good guy. I liked him. But not for president. I've only voted in what? 3 elections, 4 elections? How many elections have we voted in? What else was he
Mike said
saying?
his lawyer can't says he can't answer that question.
Why? They'll let you stay for 5 years until your court date. He says you guys won't think it's cute that Trump won when the one person in this chat gets deported. That's true, Mike. That's true.
Not cute, but very funny though.
Yes. 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 He says he's voted for both Democratic and Republican presidents. Good. That's it. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
And
you should.
that's great that you have the ability to do that. That's great. But I really,
No,
I
like
hope
the mainstream media has just been completely like just lying, lying,
yeah.
lying, 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 and like
After it was
thank
called,
goodness, thank goodness for like YouTube and podcasts like Joe Rogan. I mean, he was a big part in helping Trump win the election when he was on
Rogan,
the show.
Musk, and RFK Jr.
Yeah,
I think those 3 made this happen. Without
yeah,
those 3 doing what they did, I don't think he wins.
no, I don't think so
Did
either.
you watch the podcast of Elon on Rogan
I did.
right the day before?
Uh-huh.
Dude, it was intense, man. It
Yeah,
was an intense podcast. He looked into the frigging camera. He stopped looking at Joe and he looked right into the camera. And he was like, "You have to go vote like your life depends on it." And I was like, "Holy shit!" Like,
yeah.
yes, sir. Okay.
I mean, like you and I have a family member and some other good friends of mine who have voted for him in the past.
Hmm.
Like in the last year, like when I decided like I'm definitely voting for him. Like I just had conversations with you guys and I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gonna win this. And like all you guys are like, no,
Yeah.
my brother was completely convinced that they wouldn't let him do it or what.
Yeah. I
This
can't
is
believe.
before the assassination attempts as well. Like
Yeah.
so like he kind of felt like there was no way that they were gonna let this happen.
I felt real good when it was Biden. And then
Yeah,
once the
yeah,
media started telling everybody how great she was, I was like, "Uh-oh, here we go." And
yeah, yeah,
I didn't think it was good. And then Elon and then RFK and then Joe Rogan, I'm like, "Holy shit, man." I was like, every important person in society right now is backing this dude, you
yeah,
know? I was
yeah.
like, it's going to be hard to beat that even with all the celebrity power that she had and stuff like that. But
Well, the thing that bothered me was like I've said this on the show already, like a few times. Like since the Diddy arrest and stuff, I've been like kind of like watching a lot of videos and whatnot, seeing what's going on with that, who else is involved.
Hmm.
And then all of a sudden, all these people that are who may be on this Diddy freak off list
Yeah.
are
Are
all
all.
endorsing her. First, it was
Yep.
Usher, then it
Hmm.
was Beyonce, then J Lo. I'm like, and I'm talking to like one of the guy I work with. I'm like, I'm telling him this. You don't think it's funny that all these people that are endorsing her are all on the so-called Diddy list? He's like, no, you're crazy, blah blah. It's a coincidence. It's a coincidence. Usher, what the hell has Usher done in the last 15 years for him to
Yeah.
come out and on stage and endorse her?
Yeah.
It's a little bizarre.
It's very
Anyway,
bizarre. Very bizarre. But
anyway,
I remember at the very end of I stood up all night. I wanted to
yeah,
wait and see. And once they called Pennsylvania, I was like, oh well, it's over now because we'll get Alaska and that'll be it. That's the end of it. And so I was like, you know what? Let me go to MSNBC and see what's going on over there because I obviously wasn't watching that channel.
yeah,
And I go over, and within 30 seconds, they said 4 lies about the guy, 4 straight up lies. He said he was going to do this. He said he was going to do that, and they were all completely false. I can bring up the videos right now of him saying the complete opposite of what they said he said. And I was like, this is why they lost. They lost
yeah,
because I don't think people believe them anymore. Like, do they not know what a real Nazi is? Do they not know who and what Hitler did? Like, we've already seen the guy in office. He didn't do any of the things that you're saying he was going to
yeah,
do. So, listen, I I hope they let the guy do his job. I hope they don't get in the way of him doing his job. Um, there would be no reason to because he can't get reelected.
yeah.
Like I could see why they did
Well,
it in the first term.
they are saying that he's gonna be a
Yeah, that he's not
dictator
going
and
to
he won't
leave.
leave
Yeah,
office.
like he didn't leave the first time. He left the first time, and but yeah. So I just hope they don't stand in the way of him actually doing presidential stuff because he could do some real good for this country, and we could bounce back financially and all that other shit. I'll tell you what though, my fucking Dogecoin went up by like fucking 50%. I made like
Yeah.
$1,400 that night just on
Wow.
Dogecoin. You know how much Dogecoin? Did I tell you how much Dogecoin I bought over the past like 2
No.
years? I have 10,000 shares of Dogecoin. It's at 20 right now. It's at 20 cents, and I bought it at like 8 cents.
Wow.
Yeah, and I got some Bitcoin. This shit's gonna go through the roof, dude. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
buy
it's all
crypto,
going up. Yeah, I
buy
know. I gotta
crypto.
get into that.
I'm banking on Shiba. Do you ever hear of Shiba? Shiba is worth like 1/millionth of a penny.
Yeah.
It's like 0.000001. Like that's how much it's worth. I buy
Hmm.
$2 of it a day. Okay. Every day I buy
Yeah.
$2 worth of Shiba. I have 3.7 million shares of Shiba. If Shiba ever goes up to $1, I'm fucking gone, dude. I'm cashing out and I'm gone. Tell me where I'm going. I'm gonna go into the Black Hills of Dakota, and I'm
Can
gonna
I
spend
be your driver?
yes, yes. You could be my driver.
I'll leave
You
everything.
could
I'll be your driver. I'll
That's
wear a
okay.
funny little hat. I'll wear whatever you want. I'll be your driver.
Nice.
I'll call you sir or master. Master.
Master. Jesus.
You want me to talk to you in a British accent? I'll do it.